Here I am again with Ahkima on the 8th of June, 2014, and this will be part 2. And we're at a little spring here, north of Bakavi. This little spring water made me well one time when I was having really bad stomach problems. So I call it the medicine spring, but according to Ahkima, it has its own name. All the springs up here have Hopi names. So here you go, Ahkima. Here we go with part 2.
Part 2. Yeah, this spring is this spring got all overgrown, and some friends of mine helped clean it out. And so one of the springs that's gonna be important in the future coming up. But there's just a lot of stuff to talk about yesterday that we didn't get to talk about that I hope we get a chance to talk about today. And mainly just about the prophecies coming up. And I know yesterday when I was talking, I was a little angry. It sounded like I was angry, but I was just letting my frustrations out so everybody can know what's going on in the world and how everything's all messed up. I wanted to talk about more about the Nostradamus pictures that on there too, on the wheel. Remember there's a wheel on there that I believe has to do with the symbol in Buddhism that has to do with Dharma, the life teachings or something like that, but I believe that's what the wheel represents on there. And I believe that speaking of Buddhism, that I know there's a lot of people in Buddhism, they're talking about the Western paradise, or Amitabha Buddha, or Amida Buddha. But I believe that those Buddhas will probably be here in Hopi land, and that the Western Pure Land that they're talking about is Hopi land and our way of life. That's what they're referring to in the ancients about the Western Buddha. And just like I was saying, the Tao and Hopi are together. There's like two different. One pertains to life and the human body, while the other side pertains to the earth and to bring the energies out of earth. And the Tao brings the energies out of the human body. And I think together, that's how you get the world going in balance again. But a lot of the things I was saying about the Navajos were mostly about where the ancients and the elders today in Moncapi, Lower Village, and from 100 years ago want me to say those, and they wanted the truth to be known about that. And the second thing would be about, see what else was there? I'm trying to think that we were talking about. Is there anything else? I don't remember anymore. I forgot.
Well, we were talking about did we cover Old Arrivee yesterday?
Uh-huh.
And how the 4 worlds, the Hopi 4 worlds?
Yeah, and then there's the Sphinx. I guess there's a Sphinx on the Hopi Mesas. They're talking about, looks like a face or something that looks out, that protects the Arrivee or something. And looks at the peaks. It's looking right at the San Francisco peaks. And I was telling Ron that looks like the pyramids of Giza from far away. And then that's when this guy at Old Arrivee was telling us that there's a face up there on the rock carved out. And to me it looks like a turtle or a big snake, like a face of a head of a snake or a head of a turtle. But it was guarding it. And I guess I'm trying to think of what else. Oh.
Well, yesterday I was talking to John. John brought up the fact that there's a group up here called the Black Mesa something, or are they the ones that are fighting?
Yeah, the Black Mesa Trust.
Yeah, and would you talk a little bit about those guys, what they're trying to do up here?
Yeah, they're trying to save the Hopi water that the Peabody is doing they're using fresh groundwater to transport their coal to different electric companies.
To the generating stations
the generating stations, yeah, all across the Southwest.
Yeah, we have generating stations at Four Corners and in Page, Arizona, on the Navajo reservation. But the coal and water's coming from the Hopis.
Yeah, and they're taking it pretty much, and they're cutting us. And this goes to show how uneducated the tribal council is, the Hopi tribal council, because we should be getting money off that power that the electric companies are getting, but we get nothing from that. And they're getting all the coal, and they're using our water for nothing. And the Black Mesa Trust people are pissed because they're using fresh water, and they're saying that it's regeneration, or it refills itself. But we're saying it's not, because it's from...
Oh, they're saying the aquifers are refilling themselves,
yeah,
as they're using them up, in other words, but they're not.
But they're not. I mean, it does, but not as fast as they're using it.
Yeah, and like, we know that because the tubs weren't full on old Arabia water. Like the well, with the water would naturally fill up these wells, and old Arabia sets up on top. But there was so much groundwater up here that it would fill up these little wells for the Hopi people. Well, they don't do that no more. The groundwater's way down now.
Yeah, because they had a chart, and they were showing how much water they use, and they were showing how much water is in, like, just the estimate, but they were showing how much water was in the underground, and that to use their to push that water, I mean the coal, they're using like that we're using so much water that it takes us like 10,000 years to use as a people to drink, but they're using it in like 50 years. That's how much water they're using to transport, and we want to stop that. And I guess they're having a new lease coming up for 2020 something, I can't remember, but they want to extend it. But we want is for them to cut it out, to stop mining Peabody. We want everything going on at the Black Mesa, at the Peabody, at the coal mine. We want everything to stop. Everything. No more mining. No more using the electric. And they're using all our water, and that's as proof. You can see the springs are starting to dry up because of that. They're using all of our drinking water, and there's a big reservoir underneath Hopi land with so much water, enough to to take care of all the people when time comes, when we get invaded, pretty much. And that's what I was saying in the part 1, is that invasion of North America, with the red symbol is going to be doing the invasion. And according to my sources, it's the elder brother. They're going to be a white man who's never been baptized, and that's who we look for, is somebody like that's going to come from the east, but he's going to invade from the west, but he's never been baptized. And they're the ones that's going to help and rid the land from all the evil that's going on around Hopi land, and all the people that's taking all of the Hopi people's land and our food and our cultures. Not just, and when I say Hopi, I'm referring to all native tribes, and even the Mexicans have just as much right to be here than the white people, because they live here too. They're part of us. They're half Hopis and half the behind the white man. So they're in it just as we are, and they're not at fault. They're just mixed up in it, just like the everybody else is. And so they have just as much right to be here in this land and South America as much as they do. And if anything, it's they that needs to leave, not the Mexicans.
Yeah, for people to know out there, the Mexicans were just a type of tribe, just like the Hopi were, just like the Incas were, just like the Mayans were. These were all groups of people. And then the Mexicans were just the Mexicans, and Mexico got named after the Mexican tribe. It was like Ahkima saying, they were just another Native American tribe from the Americas.
These were all Native American names and Native American tribes until the Spanish came, and then they switched all their names to Spanish names.
Right, exactly.
And that's how come you get all these Spanish names all over the Southwest, is because when during the 1600s centuries, that's when they came over, and that's when they did what they did to us, native peoples. They almost took us, they almost wiped us out clean just from their diseases. And that's what I'm saying, that everything's been changed, and they almost took over us, the Hopis. But we fought them off, the Pueblo Revolt, 1680. We fought them off. And like I was going to say, we stood the test of time as Hopi people. Look who we had to fight against. We had to fight up against the, at first, the Navajos when they came. Then second, the Spanish when they came. Then the Spanish and Navajos came up against us. Then once we beat them, then it was Navajos again. Then after Navajos, then it was the government, U.S. government. Then it's the government and the Navajos again against us. So you keep naming it. It goes on and on. Hopis have been fighting everybody since they came, and it's been prophesied that everybody's going to try to take our land, and that we were supposed to stay here, we were supposed to fight and protect what our land is. And like I was saying, that if we lose and our land gets taken over, then the oceans would come and swallow us up and take everything away. And that's what I think happened in the Adam and Eve time, the Garden of Eden. But anyway, I wanted the people to know about the Black Mesa Trust, and that everybody needs to vote against extending their lease, and we need to stop using the water to transport that coal. And the only thing we get out of it is coal cards, so we can keep warm in the winter. And that's messed up, because we should be rich. We should be getting a lot of money off the electric. We should be partners, but no. The government, the tribal council don't know how to handle those kind of political affairs, because all they care about is themselves, what they get, what they don't get, what their benefits are, and who they gotta work with. They don't care about the people or us, the Hopis that have to live it. We should be getting something off of that. We get nothing.
I was going to say that Barry Goldwater's to thank for bringing Mr. Peabody's coal train to the Hopi Reservation, just for your information of everybody out there. And Barry Goldwater's the guy that ran for president in the 60s or 70s, I remember. So I just want to add that to Ahkima. He was the white politician that promised the Hopis all these jobs and all these things to put to suck their groundwater up and their coal up, and the Hopi got nothing from it. In fact, the jobs went to the Navajos for the most part. If you go to the power stations, the generating stations and stuff, these guys are all Navajos. You'd be hard pressed to find a Hopi.
Yeah, they're taking all of our stuff. And
there you go. There's the Navajo again. And a Navajo cop pulled me over last night, going back to Winslow to the hotel.
Yeah, but
he was pretty good. He let me off.
Yeah, but we can't blame. You know, I have respect. I'm not trying to be enemies. I mean, I'm to the Navajo people. I'm just speaking the truth. And the elders and everybody wanted me to tell about what they're doing and what they did, and so that they don't get rewarded in the future. That when we get invaded, that when the invasion happens, that they won't go to them and treat them nice for what they did to us and for helping America. They should be punished for that. And it shows in our history. If you read your history in the Southwest, it tells you in there, black and white. It tells you everything what they've done to us. And it's about time that they get punished for everything they're doing. So
I want to do a little 360 of the canyon ring and give Ahkima a little break with his breath here. This is a neat little canyon. When we walked up, the place was surrounded with ravens. Do a little 360 here so you can see the canyon. Does this canyon happen to have a name, Ahkima? Do all the little canyons have names up here or not?
Yeah, but I can't remember the name.
But they are named, huh, by the Hopi, named them over the years?
Yeah, the spring has the name. I can't remember the name. I forget.
So, and I want to also add, I've been passing out these books out here from Nicole, and Ahkima's really pretty famous up here with what he's trying to do. I just want to add that. I did not know that, but I've been passing out these books for Nicole Henderson, and every person I passed a book out knew who Ahkima was and what Ahkima was trying to do. And it should make Ahkima feel pretty proud that the people up here are supporting what he's trying to do.
There's mostly the young ones. the younger generation.
But the older generation knew who you were too, and that was neat. All the older people I talked to passing out books, you know. And Nicole, I did get all your books passed out. So
Had to throw that one in.
yeah, I had to throw that in there.
But anyway, as it goes for the young ones and the older ones, and that I'm doing this, like I wanted to say that I'm doing this for the young, for the grandkids and the great grandkids, that when I'm dead and gone, that at least our words, my words, the true words of the elders are still going to be living and going on, even though as long as I know that technology is going to be running out pretty soon, it's going to be destroyed. But as long as it's still alive and going, I want to get this message out to as many people that knows. And if there's any Hopis out that live out here that want to learn and want to train Hopi way, you know, come up to me. If you see me out here, come up. Don't be afraid. Ask me that you want to learn. You want help. That's what I'm here for. I'm here to teach. I'm here to help learn. And if you want to learn how to plant, I can do that. I plant all the time. I know the steps, and you know, I'm here. That's what I'm here for, is to help. And if you live out here, take advantage. I'm already showing a couple of my buddies, my friends from Hopeville, how to plant and how to take care of themselves, what to do, what not to do. And you know, I'm pretty much teaching them teaching them teaching them right from wrong. That's pretty much. And we still take care of our work. But remember, life is work, and we're gonna have to fight, even though we're living the bad ways right now through technologies, and we're living through the government. But soon it's gonna fail. Watch, they're gonna fail. There's gonna come a time where we're gonna have to stop what we're doing and start surviving, pretty much. But until then, we just live life as usual. But at the same time, we train by exercising, do things, try to master concentration. That's what I always tell everybody, because concentration is the ultimate. You master that, you master everything. And the best ways to master concentration is to do hobbies or sports. Train and like go to your field, plant gardens, anything, doing anything constructive where you're not just sitting there watching TV. Even video games is okay, but not too much where you're sitting there all day for a whole week. That's not how you do it. You gotta go out and exercise and do things. But there's gonna come a time when there's gonna be no more technologies. And it's going to be the Great Spirit that's going to do it. It's going to knock everything out. And it's probably going to be our Father, the Son. That's what's going to, the Son is probably going to get mad and probably just shut everything off. And that's what I think. And then we're going to be with nothing. You know what they say on TV, if technology shuts down for one day, what's going to happen? Everybody's going to go nuts.
It'd take the grocery stores less than 3 days to completely empty. And I think it would take less than 3 hours.
Yeah, because there's so much
people would panic.
Yeah, and you know how they're talking about they want to shorten the population. Well, I think they're gonna do it. I think they've already started, and that's by poisoning the food we eat, by injecting it with all that parasites and what is it?
It's called slow kill or soft kill.
Yeah.
People don't know they're dying from their diet, their air, their water.
Yeah.
I make a commitment to go to Sedona to get my drinking water. I'm up here getting water from the Hopi reservation, because water is life. And there are, I noticed there's signs all over the Hopi reservation now. Water is life.
Yeah.
Trying to promote your buddy's, thing about from the Black Mesa group,
yeah,
right?
Right. That's why
That's really a good idea to let people up here know what's going on. This is a big battle.
Yeah, and they're a pretty good sized organization, the Black Mesa, and I give them I praise them for what they're doing for spreading the message about the water. And I too, after sitting in the meetings, I sat there and listened to what they were saying, and it made sense. And that's how come in my videos I want the world to know about what the Peabody mine is doing, sucking our water dry. And that's what we don't want. We want them to cut that out. And it goes to show another how our tribal council don't know nothing is that they're using all the money on themselves, but they could be using a lot of that on the tribe by solar panels or wind generation, plants to help, electricity. You know, there's all kinds of things to help the people out. But these guys don't. All they care about is what kind of truck they drive or how big their tractor is. They don't even plant.
The like all the government vehicles in Kosomovi, huh?
Yep.
There's 2 vehicles almost for every employee.
Yep.
That money could have went to a lot of other places in Kosomovi, especially.
Yeah, look, and I'm embarrassed to say, but look at all the trash that's out in every Hopi Mesa, the villages. I mean,
well, Hoopville has gotten better.
You think they gotten better?
Yeah, it has. It was 20 years ago when I come up here and they had the big water tank up overhead. I would go from Old Arrivey with my friends, right? Then we went up to Hoopville with my son, and the streets were lined with garbage, like you said. Mm-hmm. Not like that so much anymore. There's still some garbage, but not like it was. Because I hope you're waking up, obviously. Like, so,
but at Second Mesa is very
oh my God, that's a different story there.
I'm ashamed to go over there because of all the trash and all the people.
And abandoned vehicles and all the other stuff.
They need to get their acts together. They need to clean themselves up. I mean, I'm just embarrassed to go. I don't go over there or First Mesa.
And that would be Palaka, folks, for everybody, Walpi. Or how do you say Walpi? Maybe I'm saying it wrong.
Walpi.
Walpi?
Yeah.
Okay.
But they need to get themselves together. Over here, we're trying to handle everything at the at Hope Villa and the traditionals. We're trying to do things, but you know, it's kind of hard when your own people don't want to follow the ways of the Great Spirit. And even my own people here. And I don't even want to get into my village. I'm just so frustrated with my village that I don't even want to talk about my village. It's just going to make me mad. So we'll go on to another topic. Before I start cussing.
Seriously, get upset. Well, that's good. That's reality, the truth.
Yep.
Yeah, everything I came to say is just the truth, you know.
That's what we want.
That's what we want. That's what it's all about, is the truth.
And everything we're saying that I want the people to know that there's time coming up, and you can see the changes if you know what I've been talking about in the past couple of years. You know what's going on, and you can see the changes going around us, and you can see it pretty much. I mean, it don't take a mad scientist to see how the weather is and how people are changing right in front of your eyes. Your own family that you used to know is suddenly changing. You know, your own people, your friends aren't friends no more. They look at you mean. So, you know, everywhere is just chaos. Everywhere is just messed up. And it's time that people start, you know, waking up.
I'm going to get in this with Akima here for a moment, because nobody's ever seen me with Akima in the videos. And we'll start winding this up. And the world owes Akima a thanks for all he's done. And the gods have made sure I've always had the money and the time to be up here to record this. And I'm just proud to say that I was the one that was allowed to come up here and get this going. We'll see how popular or how much effect Akima has, but he's already had a great effect up here.
This will probably be the last video.
So that's why I want to get in this video. This might be the last one from up here with Akima and me. So Akima's got things to do. I went back in business for myself as an electrical contractor, so I'm under my own stress. So from up here on the Hopi land, huh, Akima?
Mm-hmm. And just remember that when the invasion comes, that they're gonna, that's gonna be the thing when the invasion comes, and these guys are gonna kill all the Americans, all the people, like I've been saying. And the only way to get safe from that is to be here in Hopi land when that happens. But we don't know when it's gonna be. All I know is it's gonna be in the morning, early in the morning, but I don't know when. Somewhere around when the next president is, maybe after that president. But all
after
I know
Obama, huh?
After that one or the next one. All I know is it's soon. It's before 2020. That's for sure. That's all I know. And it's gonna be an invasion. Whether the billionaire people and the so-called elite know about it or not, there's going to be an invasion, and then it's probably going to be to take them out. These so-called rich people, these elite people that are trying to take over the world by cheating. And that's not how you do it. That's what you call sorcery, and that's what you call witches. And they're going to try to do everything in their power, even to create a race not even on this earth, to try to trick us into...
That's what I believe. I'm a firm believer. Something's about to happen.
Yeah, and they're making UFOs and pretending to be... Because back then there was probably like maybe only one. Now all of a sudden there's like 30, 40 UFOs all over the place because they're getting better at their work.
Popular.
Yeah, they're getting better at just like a serial killer. You know, he kills and kills and he keeps killing and killing because he gets better at his work. And that's what these guys are doing. But I want to say one thing before we end, and that's what the ancients say about the witches coming, that they fly around at night, and that their life is supposed to be better than our life. And that's who the real Antichrist is. The real enemy of humanity is these people that are creating these technologies so they can create their own life in their own way and to use the world as however they see fit. Those are the ones that need to be gotten rid of. And we need help. The Hopi people and all the native peoples here, we need help. And it's the elder brother that's going to come from the east that's going to do it. The red symbol. And the it sounds funny, but I think it's the Muslims that's going to come and destroy all technologies. And then after that, that's when we will get together.
Well, it's kind of fitting. The Muslims are against technology, so that's kind of fitting. So.
And not to mention, I mean, I don't want to leave them out, but even the Buddhists, the monks too, they go against technologies, and they go about giving up comfort for spiritual development. Everything is the same, and together we can help. But first, in order for us to do that, we got to get rid of technologies, and we got to get rid of man-made governments. And that's what I think's how we're going to do it and how we're going to live. So thank you again to everybody in the world. God bless. Ome Tofung.
God bless from Bakavi. Bye-bye.
Ome Tofung. And take care.